Welcome to the Funny Stuff exhibition. This exhibition is available with captions, audio description and BSL. Please select the version of the film you would like to watch on our website.
LipService was formed in 1985 by comedy duo Maggie Fox and Sue Riding. Over a 40-year period, they created 22 stage plays,
12 heritage projects,
4 films,
2 radio series,
multiple TV appearances,
and won many awards. The Funny Stuff exhibition is a bric-a-brac of extraordinary props, costumes, silly wigs.
Actually, same wig, different character.
Well, they were early proponents of recycling.
Plus, bespoke comic items made by hugely talented prop makers and designers. We hope you enjoy browsing the collection.
Manchester, the 1980s, a time of unrest and social upheaval. The miners' strike, Clause 28, CND, big protest rallies at the Free Trade Hall. And who better to entertain the troops than radical feminist comedy duo LipService, wearing these snazzy lilac outfits.
These lilac outfits were designed in 1985 for the first ever stand-up show Coming On Late by costume designer Alison Mills, using the colours of the suffragette movement.
But also referencing Piero and Commedia dell'arte characters.
Really? How do you know that?
I'll never tell.
The costumes were specifically tailored for Maggie and Sue.
And the fabric was hand-painted by Alison.
How do you know these things?
Just saying. Alison also designed the wide crinoline dresses for withering looks.
Audrey's pink repurposed bridesmaid's outfit isn't quite right, whereas Olivia is a proper actress and has a costume reflecting the colours of the Yorkshire moors in green and purple, with a very wide crinoline made from original crinoline steel.
It's no longer made.
What?
Crinoline steel, no longer made.
How do you know that?
Just saying.
Alison continued the hand-painted theme with a silk-screened medieval tabard for Margaret III, Parts 2 and 3, a mock Shakespearean history play.
Margaret is a demonic medieval monarch, with a passing resemblance to the Iron Lady herself, Margaret Thatcher.
Now is the winter of our discontent made full, glorious summer. Play havoc, and let's slip the dogs and walk. Hello, hello. I shall do whate'er thou biddest, be it ne'er so foul and fickle. Thou better hatst, or end up in a pickle.
Alison also created some fabulous 1920s hats for an Agatha Christie spoof, Knit One Murder.
Really, Hilda? You make it sound so awfully mysterious. It killed somebody once.
Spinster sleuth Miss Gibbings is a woman happy to wear a stuffed owl on her head.
But did you know that role was revived and renamed Miss Sparrow for Strangers on a Train set in 2018?
I did not know that.
Alison Mills is now an incredibly successful designer of porcelain dolls and soft toys.
Aww. Withering Looks is perhaps LipService Theatre's most famous show, in which Maggie and Sue are the National Institute for Bringing History to Life Society.
Or Nibbles, as we call it.
Do we?
Yes.
The iconic Nibbles trolley features many items.
Branwell Bronte's bottle opener, opium pipe and gambling pack. We have Lily's patent shroud piece. Hot plate. We also have a hurricane lamp of the kind Emily Bronte would have had she had a hurricane lamp. And a cassette of authentic weather sounds. There's also a visitor's book here for your comments.
With the audience comments going back to the show's inception in 1988.
Very educational, but one of Emily's shoes is not entirely authentic, ruining an otherwise wonderful evening.
These jokes seem a bit cheeky. This wasn't what I expected. Hope second act is better.
Can we have the grid reference for Penis Stone Moor, please? It's quite good so far. I failed my GCSE English because of you. R.I.P. Tiddles. Deserves an Oscar for Best Dead Cat Portrayal.
The trolley also has a secret piano reveal. Me, I knew. The piano is based on the one in Patrick Bronte's bedroom in the actual Bronte parsonage, so you're not the only one who does their research.
Yeah. The Withering Look set was designed in 1988 by Wrench and Franks, who famously made it collapsible so it would handily fit in an estate car.
They also worked on Margaret III, Knit One Murder One, and Horror for Wimps, making a wonderful black and white horror movie. Apart from Withering Looks, the next most revived production was Move Over Moriarty, a Holmes and Watson spoof, a show that was described by the theatre critic of the Stoke Sentinel as having
Britain's most unconvincing sinking bog.
Despite the inauthenticity of said bog, the show was hugely successful and went on to tour the world.
I really liked that sinking bog.
Including trips to Pakistan.
It was boggy, it had sedge,
and Santa Fe.
marsh marigold.
It was unconvincing. Let it go. Move Over Moriarty also featured a little white dog called Fidget, the dog with a wooden leg.
Miss Lydia, shut off. This is my dog, Fidget.
But did you know that Fidget made a reappearance as Aunt March's dog in Very Little Women, but with all four legs intact?
As Move Over Moriarty had many revivals, Fidget's wooden leg was made detachable with Velcro, so he could swap to a good leg if needed. Fidget the dog was joined in Move Over Moriarty by Mr. Tibbs, Sherlock Holmes's ancient ginger cat.
Who comes to a very sad end indeed.
Major, shut off. I'm afraid he has. Looks like a clear case of suicide to me, Holmes.
Examine, if you will, a small hole behind his left ear.
Here's the little fellow. Looks like a thaw.
Oh, careful, Watson, it's poisoned.
Tibby!
I mean, that's just terrible. I think we should call the Cats Protection League.
Dead cats were a common theme in lip service shows. Witness the death of Tiddles in Withering Looks. We should definitely call the Cats Protection League.
And talking of animals, there was LipService's anarchic cross-dressing production of Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest, featuring an unlikely sheep.
OK, let's get it out there. Let us discuss the sheep in the room. I love that sheep. It first appears in a production of The Importance of Being Earnest at the Bolton Octagon in 1999. Now, if anyone has ever worked with director Lawrence Till, they will know he is a bit of an anarchist. Why have furniture, he said. Let's just have a sheep. The incredible set, designed by Richard Foxton, is a giant handbag which slowly opens in Act 2 to reveal a rural scene with smaller sheep. From time to time, the actors scale the giant handbag wall, treading on the little sheep as they go. Bear, bear, bear. When we first go out on tour and we hand down the sheep from the touring van to the local, largely male technicians, they take one look at the sheep and they pretend to bonk it.
We've now taken out a protection order on the sheep, which will be taking pride of place in the Lip Service collection at Manchester Central Library, opening in January 2026.
In 2009, LipService invited you, the public, to get involved in their shows, kicking off with Desperate to Be Doris, recruiting 12 community choirs nationwide.
Then you all got Knitting for Inspector Norse, which featured a knitted autopsy.
Right, let's see what we've got in here. Yes, beautiful example of a heart, knitted by someone in New York and posted to us. Yeah, a liver with gallbladder attachment. Obviously someone with a spinach-rich diet. Lots of intestines. Get the lungs now. Give them a bit of a tug. The most flamboyant pair of lungs I think I've ever seen. Clearly the lungs of someone in show business. Right, gotta be a brain in here somewhere. Yes! Yes, you see. That slipped.
As well as vital organs, you knitted a camper van.
A camper van?
I know. Some leaves. And some random cacti.
Well, those are random. But our all-time favourite item was this knitted coffee pot and coffee made by Pat Winslow.
Then, for Mr. Darcy Loses the Plot, you all got quilting, making this exquisite backdrop featuring famous female authors.
Beatrix Potter with the foxy whiskered gentleman. There he is.
Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca.
Oh gosh, there's Mrs. Danvers. She's really frightening.
Yeah, but not as frightening as this net curtain twitching Mrs. Danvers.
Here are some terrifying pink babies belonging to Mrs. Gaskell. Did she have terrifying pink babies?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Mr. Darcy and Miss Bennet dancing in Pride and Prejudice.
And Mr. Wickham on his horse.
Or Mr. Darcy diving into the lake at Pemberley.
Lovely.
Mr. Darcy Loses the Plot was a show that embraced recycled materials. Take Elizabeth Bennet's frock. This was made from a Liberty's duvet cover Sue had on her bed.
Did you know that after a break-in at her home, a burglar stole the matching pillowcases to store his swag? So LipService used this paisley duvet fabric to make the dress.
The burglar was caught and subsequently jailed. True story. Don't mess with LipService.
Over the years, LipService employed some outstanding makers. Some props were kept for years because of the sheer quality of the make.
Witness the giant badger, beautifully crafted by Oldham Coliseum. Or the giant underpants from Strangers on a Train set, Jeff's only link to his missing father.
Or this llama made for Chateau Ghoul by our BSL interpreter Emma Jane Mansfield.
She's a woman of many talents. Or Merlin's owl with its rotating head from King Arthur and the Knights of the Occasional Table.
Thanks to a grant from the National Heritage Lottery Fund, all this funny stuff will be preserved at Manchester Central Library in what was the old Library Theatre, where Maggie and Sue premiered many of their shows.
If you'd like to get involved with the LipService archive, you can send us a memory, a photo, or make a little video sharing your journey with LipService Theatre. It may be you were in one of the community choirs,
Or you were a virgin sacrifice in Hector's house.
or you knitted a vital organ for Inspector Norse.
Or you just had a good night out at the theatre with a mate.
These will go into the memory box in our digital archive.
We hope you've enjoyed our exhibition. Thank you for being a part of our 40-year journey. It's been a blast.